Greetings loyal subscribers and honoured guests. Welcome to the first of what will hopefully be a run of regular Xbox Zone episodes for a while, before I decide to change things up again and do something else. I have a few things lined up already, and with all of the great games dropping on Game Pass recently, there's no shortage of things for me to play on my Series X right now. I'm not ruling out the Xbox 360 or the OG console either, but for now I'm focusing on a title that was released very recently, in the form of Eiyuden Chronicle Rising. Before I get to that though, Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes is a spiritual successor to the revered PlayStation 2 JRPG series Suikoden, and several of the creators of that series have teamed up to develop this new game. It was a huge success on Kickstarter, and it will be coming to Xbox Game Pass on day one, which is quite exciting. The game looks really great, making use of the 2D HD art style that Square Enix made popular with the likes of Octopath Traveler and Triangle Strategy. Much like its inspiration, it also employs several different modes of combat, from one-on-one duels, battles within a party of 6, and larger scale army battles. It's due to be released at some point in 2023, and it's quite high up my most eagerly anticipated game list for the future. In the meantime though, we have Eiyuden Chronicle Rising, which is a spin-off action RPG that serves to set up the world and just a few of the characters within it. Instead of a huge turn-based offering that takes dozens of hours to complete, Rising is an action-packed romp with exciting combat, town-building elements, platforming, and some very light Metroidvania influences. It should take you no longer than about 20 hours maximum to finish. It took me 18 and I did pretty much everything there is to do. I went from just casually deciding to check out the game one day for an hour as it was part of my Game Pass subscription anyway, to becoming hooked and playing through the entire thing in 2 weeks. Eiyuden Chronicle Rising is principally the story of CJ, a young adventurer who has just rolled into the frontier town of New Neve in order to seek out fortune and glory down the mine. Before too long she is joined by Guru, a kangaroo man, and later on still they are joined by the magic user Isha. When CJ arrives in town, there isn't all that much to see. It's just a basic settlement with not even an inn for the visiting adventurers to rest at. It's not too long before this starts to change though. Villagers will ask for your help gathering materials so that they can open new places of business, such as the aforementioned inn, a smithy, an armourer, a farm, and many more such establishments, each time also awarding you with a stamp for your troubles. The highly addictive stamp card system compelled me to complete every single quest going, despite many of them being disappointingly fetch questy in nature. For pretty much every single quest in the game, bar a few of the main story ones, you will earn a stamp from one of the townsfolk as a reward. When you are roaming around the town, this stamp card is on the screen at all times, so you can see how many you have left to complete that particular card. After you earn 50 or so on one card, you will be granted a new one and the town music will change, becoming more upbeat and lively to represent how your influence has brought more people to the region. The gathering of materials and other such questing takes place in a few different dungeons, but not really enough by far. You will find yourself having to go back and explore the same areas within the Great Forest and the Quarry over and over again in the early game, before you eventually get access to a few more places towards the later stages. This coupled with the uninspired side quests are my two main gripes with the game, but the actual gameplay portion saves it for me and makes the overall experience a good but not great one. Gameplay takes place from a side-on perspective and navigation plays out in a very similar way to a 2D platformer. As you advance through the game and rebuild the town, you will also be able to upgrade certain aspects of your characters that will expand your navigation options, such as granting CJ a double jump or allowing Isha to float for a period of time across gaps. Areas that are blocked off by elemental pillars early in the game will eventually be destroyed by the corresponding elemental rune magic, necessitating a fair amount of backtracking, which can be a bit tiresome later in the game. Each character is assigned their own button on the controller and you instantly switch out the one you are controlling as you press the other buttons, allowing you to chain different attacks together, doing massive damage as a result, and earning bonus experience points into the bargain. Early in the game, your maximum chain isn't high at all at just 2 moves, but as you buy upgrades you will build this up to 6 and eventually even unlimited chains. As you lay waste to huge orc brutes with shields by dashing behind them, smacking them with Garoo's huge double-handed sword and shattering their shield, before barreling into them feet first with CJ and then setting them on fire with Isha, you can't help have a huge grin on your face. Of special note are the huge boss battles. There aren't too many of these in the game sadly, about 6 at the most, but they are cleverly designed and satisfying to take down. I would say the default difficulty of the game is a tad too low though. I am not that great at action games overall, yet I had pretty much no trouble in completing this game. You are given the opportunity of switching over to hard mode at a certain point, and I think maybe you should do so if you are at all confident in your abilities. So besides the combat and the stamp card system, the third aspect of Eiyuden Chronicle Rising that helped the game transcend from being decent to highly enjoyable was the soundtrack. The music really got under my skin to the point where the tunes are still going through my head as I write this review. I don't usually risk putting game music in the background of my videos nowadays for fear of being given a copyright strike, but I'm going to give it a try in this case because I want you to hear the music for yourself. I have chosen a selection of the different town tunes that change as you bring in more business, and then the Great Forest and Quarry tunes as well, because you will be hearing them an awful lot throughout a complete playthrough of the game. While there is no speech in the game, the voices of the characters are at least very well localised and written, and I really started to become fond of your 3 principal characters, as well as many of the more colourful villagers such as the Parrot Man Squash. I am not too sure who of these will be returning for 100 Heroes, but we should be seeing at least some of them again in that game. The game does look lovely as well, for the most part, barring some animation that can look a bit strange. In conclusion then, I had a great time playing Eiyuden Chronicle Rising. The playtime felt just about right, and it was easy to fit an hour or so into my schedule until I had completed it. More variety in the dungeons would have been nice, and more creativity in the quest design as well. These 2 aspects really do hold the game back from being great, and they may in fact be complete turn-offs for some. The addictive real-time combat got its hooks into me, and the stamp card system scratched that obsessive-compulsive itch to complete it 100%. Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes is still a long ways off, but I am now looking forward to playing it more than ever, and revisiting the world established here. In the meantime, there are many other games to keep me busy, including more on the Xbox and Game Pass. For my next Xbox Zone video, I think I will be reviewing Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures 1 and 2 on the Xbox 360. I just need to go back and finish playing the second game. I would also like to make a video about Trek to Yomi once I've had a bit more time to play through it, so you can expect that one before too long as well. My next Xbox video will be published in 2 weeks' time. Other than that, I am still making Cover Tape Chaos Zapped videos on the in-between weeks for the Commodore 64 fans. Thanks for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, then please consider leaving a like, dropping me a comment and sharing it on social media. See you on the next one, and in the meantime, take care.
Before the 100 heroes banded together, there was the story of 3. Dive into the world of Alrun with CJ, Garoo, and Isha in the all-new action RPG prequel to Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes, Eiyuden Chronicle Rising. Meet CJ, the youngest in a long line of scavengers who is seeking the ultimate treasure. Garoo, a wandering mercenary hoping to strike it rich. And Isha, a gifted mage who is searching for the truth about her missing father. Together, they will explore vast ruins in search of thrills, treasure, and ancient secrets. Help the people of New Nevea rebuild their town and transform it into a prosperous adventurer's hub. Complete quests and collect materials to upgrade your equipment and grow alongside the townsfolk. It might even carry over into Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes. Obtain precious rune lenses and empower them with the magical elements: Earth, Ice, Lightning, and fire. Master these 4 runes to unlock new areas and delve deeper into the ruins. Switch between characters to chain together devastating link attacks and obliterate your foes. Will you live the tale of these 3 heroes and discover one of Alron's darkest secrets? Eiyuden Chronicle Rising. Available now.